What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. How we doing today? Been a few days since I went live. Today's Wednesday. When's the last time? I think Friday was the last time I went live. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Denisha. Hey, Denisha. Thanks for joining. Yes, everyone hit that like button if you don't mind. It helps the channel. It helps to boost this out to more people. Hey, Scream fan. Glad you could make it. Scream 7 in the chat. It's a shame you never took me up on my offer of a cameo in my film. I was positive you would have made a great addition to the franchise. Well, I am no actress, so. Hey, Wrestling God. Glad you could make it. Hey, Chris. Welcome. Hey, Emma. How you doing? Hey, Scott. Glad you could make it. What time is it there for you? You're in Australia, right? Is it 5:30 in the morning for you? It's 3:30 in the afternoon for me. Hey, Issa. Scream fan, thank you, but I have some mods already. Thank you. Hey, Leek. How you doing? Hey, Zork. Glad you can make it. Hey, Austin. Hey, Ethan. Glad you guys could join today. It's been a few days since I went live. Scott, are you still up from the night before, or do you just wake up early? Scream fan, yes, I have noticed this. The scene in Scream 5 where Mindy is on the couch watching Stab. Yeah, Richie does Stu's move. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Frank. Chris, I am not live on TikTok right now. I might set up my phone to do it also, but I don't know. Hello. Glad you could join us. Hey, Pyro. Thanks for popping in, even if you can't stay. Hey, Ryan. Glad you could make it. Yes, I got some good mods here. You guys do a good job, and I appreciate all of you. Hey, Jamie. How's your husband doing? I remember you said you had a little accident at work. I hope everything's okay. Scott says, we got a Scream fan film over here. It's called The Woodsboro Slasher. Check it out when you get the chance. I will check it out. Wrestling God says, I got a pretty great idea about Stu. Here's the question. In the assembly cut of Scream 3, we see Ghostface creating the voice module of other people's voices. Would it be crazy if Stu created it? I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. There's some theories out there that Stu worked with Roman. Some people believe Stu has kind of been working in the background of every sequel. Nerdbox here on YouTube, who I shout out all the time. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the channel Nerdbox. Definitely go subscribe to them. They have a series of Stu Clues videos where they believe that Stu has been in the background of every sequel. Ethan says, did you notice on Kirby's picture board that Stu and Mickey have question marks near their deaths? So I think Mickey and Stu are alive. So I did notice the question mark next to Stu. And when I first was watching it in theaters, my first thought was like, oh my God, it's because, they don't know if he's alive or not. But I do think that it's because they hadn't found his mask yet. They were kind of keeping track of which masks were found at crime scenes of the past Ghostfaces, and Stu's had not been found yet. So I think that that's what the question mark was for. With Mickey, I'm not sure. I don't think they ever found his mask. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments if Mickey's mask was found at one of the crime scenes. Do I like Megan? Yes. I watched it a few months ago for the first time. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I kind of was surprised that I enjoyed it so much. I didn't really think it would be that good. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the second one. I don't think it comes out till next year, though. Okay, good. I'm glad he's okay. Could have been a lot worse. Oh, Scott, I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, Random Edits. How you doing? Hey, Dino. Glad you could make it. How cool will it be for the cult of Ghostface members if it's going to be at Stu's house? How cool would it be if they had guard dogs guarding the property? I definitely hope we end up at Stu's house again. I definitely want to see that. Hey, Godzilla. Where was Mickey's mask in Scream 6? Was it at the therapist? I don't remember. Okay, I thought that was you, Indoraptor. Chris says, imagine if we get the scrapped Scream 3 that we didn't get from Kevin Williamson for Scream 7. Yeah, that's what I'm banking on. Because we know that these new movies are mirroring the originals. 5 mirrored 1, 6 mirrored 2. So obviously we are expecting 7 to mirror 3 in a lot of ways. But I also think, like you said, like it could mirror the original plan for Scream 3 that we never got. Especially now that Kevin Williamson is on board. I hope he carries out his original plan. I have faith, Guy Busick, who is the main writer for Scream 7, he is on the Stu train. So, definitely very hopeful. Hey, Isaiah. Glad you could make it. Hey, Ray. How you doing? Yeah, I know a lot of people are into the whole Mickey being alive theory. I'm not crazy about it. I just feel like there's no reason to bring Mickey back, and they've never really like teased it. Stu, there has been a lot of clues and teasing with Stu. They just have never mentioned Mickey, so what are the chances we're going to return to the actual Stu house, or will they use a replica again? I don't know. I don't know why they weren't able to return to the actual house for Scream 5, so I don't know. Okay, Jamie says, from what I understand, the owners don't want the house used. That's unfortunate. Oh, okay. Scream fan thinks Mickey's mask was found at the apartment scene or the therapist. Wrestling God says, just to let you know, they stole Stu's mask, Nancy's mask, and Billy's. Those were the only 3 Ghostface masks that the Kirsch family stole. As for the other masks, it's pretty much unknown. Well, some of them were found at crime scenes. Like Charlie's was at the bodega. And I guess they kind of say that Charlie and Jill shared a mask. I'm not sure. Definitely gotta watch Scream 6 again. I mean, it's definitely the one I've seen the least amount of times. I did just watch it recently. Yes, Dino. Guy Busick is one of us. He's definitely constantly pitching the Stu comeback. They've talked about it, like Radio Silence and the writers of 5 and 6 have talked about it in interviews. Like for 5 and 6, it was Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt, and James was not a fan of Stu coming back, but Guy was. And now I'm pretty sure it's just Guy writing 7. I don't think James is involved. So that's definitely a good sign. Hey, Ryan. Glad you could join the live stream. Hey, Russell. How you doing? Yes, please, everyone. Give the stream a like, please. R.I.P. Mickey. Thoughts on a Mickey spin-off prequel showing how he became a serial killer in his past kills? Yes, I would love that. I have said before that I have this idea for like a limited TV series where they just do an episode for each Ghostface. So it would be like 13 episodes or so. Yeah, I would love to see what Mickey was up to before he met Nancy Loomis. Like you said, he was a serial killer. Who was he killing? I feel like that's so interesting, and they really didn't talk about it enough. Hey, Climinator. Glad you can make it. Mr. Jackson, how you doing? Are you a Marvel or DC fan? I really am not. I I tried to get into it like 2 years or so ago. I started watching like the Avenger movies and stuff like that. Couldn't really get into it. I really like the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. He's my favorite Spider-Man. I attempted to watch the Andrew Garfield ones. I watched the first one, couldn't really get into it. Never saw the Tom Holland ones. Maybe one day though. Stu versus Shaggy, who's goofier? That's a close one. I'd say maybe Shaggy's goofier. Stu's pretty goofy, but he can be kind of serious at times, I guess. Yes, please. Yeah, Dino, they definitely could expand on. There's so much that they can do within the Scream universe. It's a shame that we have to like wait so long for sequels. Although like Scream 6 did come out very soon after Scream 5. Kind of like with Scream 2 and Scream 5. I mean, Scream 2 after the original came out a year later. Same thing with Scream 5 and 6. And then, you know, we had to wait a long time for Scream 3 after Scream 2. And now it's kind of history repeating itself. I imagine one day we're going to get spin-offs, TV shows. That is a rumor that's going around right now, that they want to make more sequels, spin-offs, TV shows, and I hope that they do. I'm sure one day it'll happen, just like with, you know, we're getting a Halloween TV show soon, and there was talk of a Friday the 13th show. Don't know what the case is with that. But yeah, hopefully we can get some more. Hopefully we can have the Scream universe expand a little bit, because there's definitely a lot they can do. Yes, my mods are pretty great. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Wrestling God says, what if Mickey is the long lost uncle of Amber Freeman? Think about it, because in the original script, she said that her uncle knew who Stu and Billy were. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with like the original script. I have heard people mention this before, like Amber said something about her uncle. I know some people think Stu is her uncle. I don't know. Definitely would be interesting. Ethan says, why does something tell me that Mickey killed Dewey and not Amber or Stu? I definitely think it was Stu. Tobey Maguire, best Spider-Man. Yes. He will always be my favorite Spider-Man. And there's rumors of a fourth one, which I know have been rumors for many years now. They were going to make a fourth one years and years ago. Don't know what happened with that. But recently I have been hearing recent rumors that they are looking to make a fourth one, especially because I know he returned in No Way Home or whatever the newest one was, which I haven't seen, but of course the internet spoiled it. Yeah, I would love to see Tobey Maguire return. Ray says the Tom Holland ones are a must. Definitely open to watching them. I don't know. The Andrew Garfield ones just didn't do it for me. So I guess I kind of then when Tom Holland came around, I was like, no, I'm only watching the Tobey ones. Yeah, the original Spider-Man movies are a big part of my childhood. I was obsessed with them as a kid. I remember seeing the second one in theaters and probably the third one also. I remember watching the first one on DVD with my dad because he loves Spider-Man also. That one scene in the first one when he's trying to figure out how his webs work and he goes like this, that made me laugh so much. Every time I watch it, it makes me laugh. I just rewatched them recently. Jamie is partial to Tobey. Yeah, the Tobey ones are superior. Alvaro says Tobey Maguire was originally going to play Mickey in Scream 2. Yeah, I think I heard something about that. Tristan says it would be better if Tori Spelling played Nancy Loomis. She wasn't old enough at the time. Okay, this is some kind of TikTok thing. I know it's like some kind of joke or something, which I don't completely understand. When I went live on TikTok a few days ago, someone asked me this and I didn't understand. And now I see that it's like some kind of joke. Chris says, I am actually putting together a Who Killed Who series. It will be a deep dive timeline from the perspectives of all the killers. It will take place from 1969 to 2023. Lots of lore to cover. Interesting. Do you mean for the ghost faces? I would be interested in that. You know, I think I like Spider-Man 2 more than the first one. I love the first one too, but I think the second one is better. And sometimes I like to think about, you know how in Scream 2 in the film class, they're having a debate on sequels that surpass the original? I think Spider-Man 2 might be better than the first one. Hey, Adrian. My brother hung up Ghostface masks in his room. Nice. Yeah, I got my 2 back here, along with my other masks and my poster. If a Scream video game got made, how would you like it to be done? I don't know. I'm not a huge gamer. I really don't play like modern day video games. I have the video games that I play are all old games. I have my Wii from like 2007 and I still have my PS2 from like 2000, 2001. So I'm not caught up on modern games, but if they did make a Scream video game, it would be cool if they had characters from like the original movie. If it took place during the original movie in 96, so you could play as Sydney, Tatum, Randy, that would be cool. What Scream survivor would you rather have return to play as a Ghostface? That is tough. As a Ghostface, maybe one of the twins, the Meeks twins. Some people have this theory about Mindy, which I can kind of get behind. Survivor, I don't know, but I would kind of like to see Jennifer Jolie return as a Ghostface. There are people out there who have this theory that she's still alive, which I don't necessarily believe, but I am open to it. And I would like to see Jennifer Jolie be a Ghostface. We got a $2 super chat from Alvaro. Thank you so much. But you didn't include a question or a comment, so if you want to just leave a regular comment, I'll look for it. I'll look out for it in the chat. But thank you so much for the super chat, Alvaro. I appreciate you. I hope Scream 7 runtime is a bit longer. Me too. I can always use more Scream. Scream 6 was the longest one so far, I believe. I agree with you, Scott. Tobey is the greatest Spider-Man of all time. No, I think, well, yeah, they canceled it originally, you know, decades ago at this point. But yeah, there's a rumor that they want to make a fourth one. Yeah, I heard this. I hope it's true. I want Spider-Man 4. The guy who played the Sandman, I don't know his name in real life, but he did an interview very recently where he said, I think he said that they reached out to him, or that this was the original plan years ago for him to return in the fourth one. Supposedly, Charlize Theron is going to play Pamela Voorhees. Yeah, I think I heard something about that. I think I saw something about that on Twitter. That would be cool. She's a good actress. Yes, Jamie, I heard this also. I hope it's true. Did you know they were thinking about bringing Ross Lynch and Selena Gomez and other celebrities to be in Scream 5? I think I heard Selena Gomez was supposed to be in Scream 4 back in 2011. Ooh, if you could make any celebrity a new Ghostface, who would you choose? That's tough. The first one that comes to mind is Mia Goth. She plays a crazy person so well. I've said before, I think she is like the best actress out there right now. She was great in, of course, X and Pearl, but also Infinity Pool. She was great in that movie. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Mia Goth. We got a super chat from Pepsi Coke Beer Milk. How would you feel if in Scream 7 Ghostface unmasks and it's Tobey Maguire? I mean, I love Tobey Maguire, so I would love that. Someone mentioned in the chat, I don't know if it was you, that he was supposed to play Mickey in Scream 2. So yeah, I'm sure he would be great. I wouldn't be mad at it. I love Tobey Maguire. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see. Hey, Stu. Yeah, I haven't been live in a few days. I've been kind of busy doing fun stuff, summer stuff. I went to the beach. I had a barbecue with my family. So it's been a lot of fun. And now I'm back. I'll probably go live again tomorrow and Friday. But then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I'm busy. Monday's actually my birthday. So yeah, Monday the 24th of this month is my birthday. So I will be busy that day also. But I'll probably do a live stream like on the 26th to celebrate with you guys. Hopefully you all can make it. Yeah, I'm a Wii PS2 girl. Yeah, I would love to see Parker Posey again. How can Stu kill Dewey and Brooks and attack Gale? Because in Scream 6 the mask had cracks on it, but in Scream 5 the mask is clean. He just used different masks. We got a super chat from Zork. Thank you so much, Zork. I would love to see Mary Mouser. She plays Samantha LaRusso on Cobra Kai as a Ghostface. She would be a perfect modern-day Jill Roberts. I'm not familiar with her. I don't watch Cobra Kai. Let me look her up. Mary Mouser. Interesting. What about her do you think would make a good Ghostface? Yeah, I don't watch Cobra Kai. I've considered it, but there's so many things on my watch list. Thank you so much, Zork, for your super chat. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you moderating the chat. Hey, Scream Edits. Hey, Madman. Chris says, David Arquette always wanted Dewey to be a killer due to all the things he hadn't dealt with, but he was too sweet. But since Chad's the new Dewey, I could see him snapping. That's interesting. Interesting. There was a point in time where I did consider Dewey being a killer. That would be a little crazy though. But yeah, maybe Chad could snap. That would be interesting to see. Toby is not an overrated Ghostface. So, okay, this is why I think Stu coming back is a good plot. It's never been done before. And in a way, I kind of agree with you. Like, I don't want another pair of new random people. I want to see a killer come back. Russell says Elizabeth Moss would make a great Ghostface. She would. I know a lot of people wanted her to play Leslie Macher, Stu's sister, Vince's mom, which I loved that idea. I think she would make a great Leslie Macher. And, you know, I've always wanted Leslie to be a Ghostface working with Stu, her brother. And months ago, we got these Scream 7 script leaks, which I honestly don't know how true they were. Apparently, like, the original Scream 7 script was going to have Leslie Macher and Christina Carpenter. And people said that they were going to be Ghostfaces. I don't know if in the leak they were actually Ghostfaces or if they were just in the script and people assumed that they were going to be Ghostfaces. But before these leaks, my ideal scenario for Scream 7 would be the return of Stu working with Leslie and Christina. So I don't know if that's going to happen now, but yeah, I would have loved Elizabeth Moss to play Leslie Macher. What if they made a direct sequel to the original Scream? That way we can get the core cast back. I wouldn't really like that. I mean, a part of me would like it because then we could get Randy back. Dewey would still be alive, but I don't know. I don't want to erase the past sequels. And I don't know, that's just something that's more for like the Halloween franchise. Scream is a little more consistent, a lot more consistent actually. Scream 4 or Scream 3? Definitely Scream 4. It's my favorite sequel. Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Ethan. Thanks, Denisha. Thanks, Dino. The chat scrolls away from me sometimes. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, a lot of people like Cobra Kai. I was never a huge fan of the Karate Kid, so Scream from least good to best. Oh, so you like the fourth one the best. Interesting. The first one is ranked way too low in my opinion. I did a ranking on my channel if you want to check it out. Definitely the first one is the best. The fourth one is the second best in my opinion. But yeah, you can check out my ranking. It's in my Scream ranking playlist. Hey, Balloon Boy. Glad you could make it. How much was your Ghostface mask, the cracked one? In Australia, it's 50 to 60. I don't remember. It wasn't crazy expensive. I want to say like $30. I honestly don't remember. I got it this past October. I feel like if it was 50 or 60, I probably wouldn't spend the money on it. I want to say $30. Yeah, I feel like Mason Gooding is not going to be in Scream 7. Yeah, it's not looking good. Melissa says, I'd like to see Roman come back. He unfortunately was shot in the head, so I don't think we're going to see him. Thanks, Mr. Jackson. I mean, I would love to see Lindsay Lohan in a Scream movie. When I was a kid, early 2000s, I was obsessed with Lindsay Lohan. She was like my favorite actress. I've seen most of her movies. I'm so happy that they're making a Freaky Friday 2. Mean Girls is one of my favorite movies of all time. The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan is a perfect summertime movie. In fact, I've been meaning to rewatch it these past few days. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see Jennifer Jolie again. Yeah, so I just did a video on this. Would Dewey and Sydney be a good couple? I don't necessarily think that they would, but I just wanted to point out that one scene to you guys in Scream 4 where they share this look. I know some of you here did see my video that I posted like 2 days ago. But I agree. I mean, I think they were more like brother and sister. We got a super chat from Nero Borgata. Penelope Cruz in 1996 is a dead ringer for Melissa. Yeah, I know a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people like fan casted her as Christina Carpenter. I could definitely see it. I think she would be good as Christina Carpenter. I wonder if they're still going to include Christina in Scream 7. I would like for Christina Carpenter to be in the story. I've said before, like, there's still plenty of room for her, even without the Carpenter sisters, because Christina still has a connection to the story. She went to high school with Sydney. Because she was in love with Billy, so maybe she wants revenge on Sydney for killing Billy. I do think Christina could be involved with Stu. You guys know I think Stu's coming back, so yeah, I hope Christina's involved, and Penelope Cruz would be a good Christina Carpenter. But what do you guys think? Who would you cast as Christina Carpenter? Thank you so much for your super chat, Nero. I appreciate you. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you're new here. I don't recognize you. So welcome to the channel. Do you have any final predictions before the season finale of Pretty Little Liars Summer School? I don't know. This is so difficult because I think, what's her name? Dr. Sullivan, the therapist, is very suspicious, even though they've made her suspicious since episode 1. So I feel like it's not going to be her, even though I kind of want it to be her. I've been suspicious of Christian, but he's a little too suspicious. I am very suspicious of Johnny. I think Johnny could be involved. I don't think it's Mrs. Beasley. I think it's too obvious. But I don't think Kelly is really dead. I think she's still alive. Because in my experience, if you don't see the killing happen, they could still be alive. But I don't know if you noticed that line that Kelly said in the last episode, that her and her mom are visiting family in Rosewood. So who do you think her family is? I don't know, but the new episode comes out at midnight tonight, and I think I'm going to stay up to watch it. Typically, I wait a few days to watch the new episode, but because it's the finale, I don't want to see spoilers online, so I think I'm going to be watching it at midnight tonight. I agree with you, Melissa. I think Rebecca Gayheart would be a good Ghostface. She was great in Urban Legends and Jawbreakers. We got another super chat from Nero. Thank you so much. Kirby could put Sam and Tara in protective custody. That's a good point. She could. I wonder how they're going to explain the Carpenter sisters' absence. You know, I mean, there's rumors that there's going to be a time jump. So who knows? Like, I mean, the time jump could definitely help to explain why the Carpenter sisters aren't in the story. But yeah, maybe Kirby will help them go into the witness protection program or something. I'm very eager to see how they choose to address Sam and Tara's absence. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nero. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Scream Edits. Hey, Z Smooth. Yes, I like Nancy Loomis's performance. She's pretty crazy. My theory is Stu and Charlie. Thank you, Nero. I am having a good day. I hope you are as well. Yeah, there was at one point I did believe that Charlie was alive. I don't necessarily believe that anymore. It could work if they chose to do that, but Rory Culkin has said that he is done with the Scream franchise, so that's unfortunate. Z Smooth, thank you, but my birthday is actually on the 24th, so it hasn't passed yet. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, like I said, I will probably do a live stream for the 26th to hang out with you guys and celebrate my birthday. So hopefully you guys can make it. Have you read or watched the Harry Potter books and movies? I have definitely seen all of the movies about 200 times. I grew up loving the Harry Potter movies. I still rewatch them to this day. If it's like raining out, I will put on Harry Potter. I did read some of the books when I was a kid. I never finished the whole series. But yeah, I absolutely love Harry Potter. And I actually have... Hold on. I have an Elder Wand right here. I don't know how many of you guys are into Harry Potter. But here's my Elder Wand. I got it in Florida. I went to Universal, I guess, is where Harry Potter World is. But yeah, I have a Gryffindor scarf and a hat, and I love Harry Potter. Scott says, I would love to see Jennifer Love Hewitt as Stu's sister. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I would love to see Jennifer Love Hewitt in a Scream movie. But she might be a little too busy filming I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new sequel. I feel like it's going to be filming at the same time as Scream 7. Balloon Boy thinks Sarah Jessica Parker could play Leslie Mocker. That would be interesting. I mean, I love Sarah Jessica Parker. I feel like she's never done a horror movie, though. I feel like she wouldn't be open to that. And I also know she's busy filming the new season of Sex and the City. So. Hey, Jason. Yes, all aboard the stew train. Bye, Zork. Thanks for stopping by and moderating. I appreciate you. Yes, Russell, it is a great season. I can't wait to see what happens in the finale tonight. They're promising that it's going to be big. They say there's going to be a big character death, someone who has been in Millwood since season 1. So who do you think that could be? Scott, I would love to see Danielle Harris in a Scream movie. East Coast has to wait till 3 a.m. Are you sure? I don't know. Oh no. That would suck. If it's 3 a.m. East Coast time, I cannot stay up that late. Let me Google this. When does PLL... It doesn't tell me, but I feel like it's always midnight for the East Coast, which would make it 9 p.m. for the West Coast. Thank you, Balloon Boy. What house am I in? Always Gryffindor. Through and through. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie? You love 3, 4, and 6. I think 3 is my favorite. I also love 4. It's hard for me to pick between 3 and 4. 6 might actually be my least favorite. So that's interesting that you like it the most. Although it has grown on me. Every time I rewatch 6, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. But I still think it's my least favorite, but I'm definitely torn between 3 and 4 being my favorite. Awesome, Jamie. You just went to Harry Potter World at Universal. Nice, Godzilla. Hey, Sally. Yeah, I get told this all the time on my TikTok that I look like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. People tell me her and Vanessa Hudgens the most. Stu Lives, yes. Hey, dude who loves movies. Thank you. Yes, everyone, please give the stream a like. I am going to break one of Randy's rules and say that I will be right back. I don't want to end the stream yet, so stick around. I'm just taking a quick break. All right, I made it back alive. Adrian had a dream that Sydney died and Gail was crying. Oh no. I hope it's the opposite. Dino is Gryffindor. Nice. Godzilla is Slytherin. Jamie's Ravenclaw. I've never done the actual sorting on the website. Godzilla's favorite movies are Deathly Hallows and Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, I think Half-Blood Prince is my least favorite. Bye, Ethan. What do you think really happened with Billy's father? Because I heard from Beyond the Mask that maybe what happened to him, he either got killed. I don't know. I would love to see him again. He is technically Sam's grandfather, so it would be nice to see him again in the movies. I don't know what happened to him. If they made a versus movie with Ghostface, who would you choose as his opponent? I don't know. That's tough because all of the other killers kind of have like supernatural abilities. So that would be tough. Like Freddy has supernatural abilities. Jason is kind of like a zombie. Michael Myers, I mean, it depends on what sequel you're going with, but he kind of has supernatural abilities also. But I think I would prefer to see Ghostface go up against Michael Myers. But Ghostface would probably lose. Michael is pretty strong, and Ghostface gets taken out by Sydney and Sam every time, so Michael would probably win. Scott is Gryffindor. Nice. Sydney Sweeney in Scream 7. I would like to see her in Scream 7. I like her. I didn't see the latest horror movie that she was in, Immaculate. I heard mixed reviews about it. I heard it was, some people say it was good. Some people didn't care for it. I do think overall, though, people say it was good. It's funny that you mentioned Sydney Sweeney, though, because we were just talking about Pretty Little Liars. And in Pretty Little Liars, they are making a movie about the massacre that happens in Pretty Little Liars. And they just revealed that Emma Roberts and Sydney Sweeney are acting in this fictional movie. So it's kind of like the stab movies in Scream. Pretty Little Liars has this, you know, fictional movie, and Sydney Sweeney is in that one. So Jamie says, I did the sorting on the website. In the Hogwarts game, both came out Ravenclaw. It's because I like puzzles and can see nargles. Nice. Yes, Russell, all my mods are amazing. And I appreciate them. Ghostface versus Jigsaw. That's interesting. I feel like they have such different vibes. Jigsaw is very smart, so maybe Jigsaw would win. Hank Loomis is the only family member in the Loomis family that isn't a Ghostface killer. Billy is, Nancy is, and Sam. I mean, technically, some people do say that Sam can be considered a Ghostface because she has killed before while wearing the costume in Scream 6. She has an unmasking, which is awesome. But yeah, that's a good point. Hank Loomis is the only one who isn't a killer in the Loomis family. Apparently Hank Loomis is or was a lawyer for Sunrise Studios. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about. In Scream 3, you know, we find out we go to Sunrise Studios for Stab 3. And apparently back when Scream 3 came out, there was like a promotional website and they reveal that Hank Loomis was one of the lawyers. I don't know. But yeah, Hank Loomis is kind of a mystery. Hey, Zash, if I'm saying that right. I love watching your videos because I'm learning English and it's easy for me to understand your English. I watched Scream for the first time this year and loved your theories about the movies. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that I could help you out a little bit. Yeah, Dino, I agree. It would have been nice to see Sam and Hank have a scene together. Hey, Alex. Would you be willing to briefly tell everyone about the stew clue that I recently told you about? I will outline it, but there is not enough room in the chat. Yeah, so you pointed out how in the shrine in Scream 6, there are drawings of past crime scenes. And there's one of Dewey's death scene in Scream 5. And you said, how could Richie draw that? Because, you know, pretty much after Dewey was killed, the whole final act goes down, and then Richie gets killed. So Richie would not have time to draw the image of Dewey's death, which I think is a great stew clue. So thank you for that. And I have pointed out on my channel before the whole Principal Himbry thing. I don't know how many of you guys here have seen my clue on this. It was included in my 50 stew clues video from months and months ago. And then I did a separate video on this maybe like 2 months ago or less than that. With Principal Himbry's death, in the sketch drawing in the shrine, he is shown lying on the floor dead in his office. Principal Himbry in the first movie. But if you remember, his body was moved to hang on the goalpost. So there would not be crime scene evidence of Principal Himbry lying dead on the office floor. So only someone who was there would know what that looked like. And I do believe that Stu is the one who killed Principal Himbry in the first movie. So the sketch drawing shows Himbry lying dead on the floor of the office, as well as hanging from the goalpost. You know, I don't know, like, Richie would not have been able to draw that because Principal Himbry's body was moved. So there's no photo evidence of Himbry lying dead on the office floor. Same thing like you say with Dewey's death. Richie would not have time to draw that because he died shortly after. So you and I, Alex, we both think that Stu is the one who is drawing these photos. I mean, who knows? Stu's been in hiding for the past almost 3 decades, so maybe he's taken up a hobby of drawing. Who else like Ghostface is a slasher that is not supernatural? I don't know. I feel like the main ones, the most popular ones, are pretty much supernatural. Ghostface versus Michael. I feel like Ghostface would win. Yeah, Sam said it felt right. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much. Wrestling God says, what is your favorite type of song? You love country, heavy metal. I think I like rock music the most. And you also said, do you want me to tell you a Michael Myers theory? Sure. What are your feelings on the ending to John Carpenter's The Thing? Can you remind me of the ending? I watched it for the first time this past October, So it was several months ago, and I only seen it once. And I'm the kind of person that needs to watch something multiple times for it to like sink in my head. So I honestly can't remember the ending. Like, who survived? Did Kurt Russell survive? I honestly don't remember. Ghostface versus Chucky. I like to think Ghostface would win. Hey, Wicked Dreams. One of the few Scream YouTubers I actually agree with 90% of the time. Nice, thank you. What's the song playing in the background? It's just random background music on StreamYard. It's called rock music. Yeah, they just provide this like free music for the background. Wrestling Guide says the Michael Myers theory people have been saying Dr. Loomis is actually Sam Loomis from Psycho. Interesting. I've never heard that. Interesting. His wife got killed by Michael. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you can make it. Godzilla says my favorite part in the franchise is Sam unmasking the Ghostface mask. Yeah, that was pretty epic. I like that Sydney does it in the original also. So both Sydney and Sam got to have their little unmasking moment. Ghostface versus Jason Voorhees. I say Jason. I don't know. I guess Jason is a little stronger than most of the Ghostfaces. Scott says, I think it'll be a draw between Michael Myers and Ghostface. I feel like Michael is stronger. Ghostface versus Freddy. That's tough because Freddy does have like supernatural abilities, and Ghostface always gets taken down by Sydney and Sam, who are just plain old humans. So I feel like Freddy would win. I don't know. What do you guys think? Hey, Nacho. How you doing? Scott says, I would love to see a Ghostface versus Ghostface fight in a Scream movie. Hey, Marcus. How you doing? We've missed you here. It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well. I just watched your new video. It was great as always. Hopefully we see more from you soon. Wrestling God says, do you want to hear another funny Michael Myers theory? He can actually speak in the franchise, but he does speaking roles as other background characters just to get other kill? What do you mean? Vanessa Kirby as Denise Green, the co-worker of Sydney. Who's Denise Green? Do you think it would make sense to say that Roman had help from his girlfriend and Stu later? I mean, yeah, they definitely could reveal that and kind of like, I guess, retcon it. There are people out there who think Roman did work with Stu. You know, Stu's the only one who was a solo killer, which there's always a partner. And Roman even said that he taught Billy that you have to have a partner to sell out. So why didn't Roman have a partner? A lot of people think Angelina was his partner and she just died before Roman could reveal it. I don't know. So yeah, it could make sense if they choose to reveal it. Freddy or Pennywise? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pennywise. We got a super chat from Dim. Thank you so much, Dim. Roman wasn't part of Billy or Stu's plan, but could have lurked in Woodsboro and draw what he saw. Ghostface outside Tatum's house scene would make sense. So are you saying that Roman drew the sketches that were in the shrine? I know there are people out there who think Roman was the one outside of Tatum's house and in the grocery store. I don't know about that though, because like Roman was retconned. Like he wasn't part of the plan in the original movie. But are you saying that Roman drew the shrine sketches? Oop. Whoops. But thank you so much for your super chat, Dim. I appreciate you. But let me know in the chat. Is that what you meant? That Roman drew the shrine sketches? Yes, possibly. Okay, so I actually don't think Roman could have drawn them because, I mean, sure, maybe he could have drawn Himbry's death, but that wouldn't explain Dewey's death because Roman's definitely dead. He was shot in the head in Scream 3, so he was not alive in Scream 5 when Dewey died. So that's why I think it was Stu. Jacob Elordi in Scream 7 and survives. He would be good in a Scream movie. Who do you think was the Ghostface in the first Scream, outside Dewey's house and in the supermarket? How did he get around the supermarket without being seen? I don't know. This is something that bothers me a little bit every time I watch it. I mean, I think it was Stu, just because Billy is a little smarter than him. And I don't think Billy would risk being in like that. Stu's a little more goofy. I feel like Stu is more likely to do that. But I don't know. Every time I watch it, I'm like, why would they risk being seen in the grocery store, especially, you know, Tatum's house? Maybe they could kind of get away with it, but the grocery store is so risky. So I'm going with Stu. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Wicked Dreams says Angelina was totally his partner. She was the one who turned the stove on so Tom would blow up. Yeah, I mean, that was the original plan. Angelina was Roman's partner. And they shot the movie with that in mind, with two killers in mind. There are several scenes where it's obvious that there were two killers. And then they chose to change it. So I don't know. Yeah, I definitely think Angelina was his partner originally. I don't know why they chose to change it. Alex says, even if Richie had ample time in which to sketch the drawing of Dewey, he could not have drawn it. Given that he never saw Dewey's body, he was in the elevator before Dewey was killed. That is true. However, with Dewey, I guess with cops on the scene, they could have taken a photo of him, like for evidence. You know, cops take photo evidence of crimes. So technically the cops could have taken a photo, but like we've said, Richie would not have time to draw this. Pretty much after Dewey's death, yeah, after Dewey dies, they're on the road and then end up at Stu's house. So Richie could definitely not have drawn this. Scott says, I think it was Billy and Stu that did those drawings, or it could have been Richie and Amber. Well, definitely it was not Billy because he was shot in the head. And Richie and Amber just didn't have time for the Dewey drawing, like we said. And with the Himbry drawing, no one knew what that crime scene looked like, except for whoever was there when he died, which leaves Stu. Emma Mackey in Scream 7 and dies. She would be good in Scream. When you were a kid, were you still in love with Scream? I wasn't obsessed with it when I was a kid. I definitely watched it as a kid. It wasn't until I was much older that I was obsessed with it. Russell thinks it was Stu in the grocery store. Scott also thinks it was Stu. Yeah, I want to see Kirby in Scream 7 again. For sure. I don't think they showed Angelina die. I believe they just dragged her body away. They kind of do show her die, but like she kind of runs into Ghostface. They don't actually show the kill, if you know what I mean. Like, and I kind of think that that's because there was a lot of censorship at the time, so they didn't want to get too graphic. Marcus says, I'm doing well. I'm glad I could make it. Just working a lot lately, prepping for Monster Mania in Jersey. I am actually finishing my next Scream and Halloween videos while I listen. Nice. When is Monster Mania in Jersey? Maybe I can make it. I'm pretty close to Jersey, so cool. Glad you're back, Marcus. I'm looking forward to your next videos. Nice. Yeah, fingers crossed for Stu reveal. Welcome back, Ethan. I agree. Stu is the best Ghostface. Roman was in Scream 5. Blink and you'll miss it. I mean, Roman was shot in the head, so it's not looking too good for Roman. I don't think he was in Scream 5. I agree. I wish we got to see Christina Carpenter. Like I said earlier in the stream, I still think there's plenty of room for her in the story in Scream 7, even without her daughters there. She has history with Sydney. Technically, they went to high school together, shared a boyfriend. You know, maybe Christina wants revenge on Sydney for killing Billy. And I've said before that I think Christina is working with Stu. So as long as we get a Stu reveal, Christina could definitely be in Scream 7. I agree. Stu killed Dewey. No way it was Amber. Same with attacking Gail and killing Brooks in Scream 6. No way that was Quinn. There are so many clues that point towards it being Stu. I did a video on this. So I first talked about it in my 50 Stu Clues video from a long time ago. But then I did a separate video on this maybe like a month or two ago called Proof that Stu Macher attacked Gail in Scream 6. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Okay, yeah, so you agree. Stu attacked Gail. Could Kirby fill multiple roles in the Scream franchise? Maybe law enforcement, which is Dewey, and movie expert, which is Randy. Yeah, I would love to see that. I have said before that in Scream 4, she was kind of like the new Randy. And then now that we no longer have Dewey or Judy as the cops, we need Kirby and we need Mark Kincaid filling those roles. So yeah, I would love to see Kirby return. Who was the Ghostface in the bodega? Yeah, I think the consensus is that it was Bailey. But I do have a theory on this where I think it could be Danny. If you're unfamiliar with the theory, definitely check it out. Check out my Danny theory. Because if it is Detective Bailey, there's a little plot hole because the timing doesn't add up. The bodega attack happened at 10:03, and we had previously seen Bailey on the phone with Sam at 9:57 when he was in Jason's apartment. So definitely check out that theory. Who were your favorite killers in each film? The first one, definitely Stu. The second one, I guess Mickey, even though it's kind of even. I'll skip Scream 3 since it was just Roman. Scream 4, that's tough because I do love Charlie and Jill both, but I guess I'm going to go with Charlie. Scream 5, Richie. Scream 6, definitely not Ethan. You guys know I can't stand Ethan. I guess Bailey. Who did Quinn kill in Scream 6? She had to kill at least one person. So who was it if not Brooks? I don't know. Maybe she had no kills. I mean, she was unsuccessful in killing Mindy. Maybe she had none. I mean, I don't know. Hey, Eunice. Glad you could make it. Wicked Dream says, I don't really like the direction they took Kirby for Scream 6. I really wanted her to be more like a horror film professor. It's just not a believable jump from where she is in 4 to 6. I get where you're coming from. A lot of people say that. I did kind of like where they took Kirby. She's 30 years old now, so she's not going to feel exactly the same as she did when she was 17 in Scream 4. I kind of like that she is an FBI agent now, although she did kind of suck at her job, which is unfortunate, but you do have a point. Like, it actually would have been cool if they made her a horror film professor. That actually probably would have been better. But I think I wasn't too mad at the way they had her in Scream 6. I think she was in the movie a good amount, and I definitely want to see her back for Scream 7. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people who are not too happy with it, and I get it. Hey, Barry. How are you? Thanks for joining. When is your next podcast episode? I enjoyed the last one. Maybe Stu and Quinn tag teamed Gale. I don't know. Maybe. I definitely just think it was Stu for sure. Barry would prefer a more geeky Kirby than FBI Kirby. Yeah, I agree. I hadn't thought of that before, but she definitely would have been better as like a film professor, like someone said. We got another super chat from Dim. Thank you so much. More suspense twist versus action gore in Scream 7. Definitely suspense and twist. It would be nice to get a little bit more gore, but definitely want the suspense and the twist. I do feel like that's something that's kind of been lacking in Scream 5 and 6. Not too much mystery going on. So, and you guys know, I want Stu to come back, and in my opinion, that would be one of the biggest twists ever. Even though I'm expecting it, I still would be like, holy crap, they actually did it. So we definitely need more suspense and twist. Thanks for the super chat, Dim. I appreciate you. Nice. Next episode for Halloween. Less than an hour. I will definitely be tuning in. Kirby was a bit underwritten. That's the beef. I get it. I think she was in the movie enough, I mean, Sam and Tara were the main characters, then you have the rest of the core four. I feel like she was in it a good amount. Could they have written her character better? Definitely. For sure. Hey, Paula. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining. I do actually think I'm going to end the stream very shortly. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes, which is awesome. But I do unfortunately have some other things I gotta do. I gotta cook some dinner. So I guess if you have some questions to send in, now is the time. Ethan says, Quinn reminds me of Richie. Let's relax while Wayne and Amber do the kills. Richie and Quinn are like, let's have popcorn and watch a stab movie while Amber and Wayne do all the work. Thanks, Ryan. I probably will go live tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday I can't. So yeah, I think we'll do a live stream tomorrow. Okay, Monster Mania is August 2nd to the 4th. Interesting. Mikey Madison last week, but when I go on their site, it looks like it may have been canceled. The whole thing? What do you mean? What's canceled? The whole convention or just her? I gotta check it out. Okay, yes, please. Message me on Instagram if you find out. All right, so I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. It's been a lot of fun. First live stream in a few days. I will most likely go live tomorrow, so definitely turn on all your notifications so you get notified the second I go live, because I'm not sure exactly when I will go live tomorrow. Probably like mid-afternoon, Eastern time. Maybe I'll do an evening one. Okay, yes, please keep me updated. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for all the comments, questions, super chats. Definitely. Thank you to everyone who sent in a super chat. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys next time.